Here's a look at public relations. Public relations refers to any activities that attempt to create or maintain good relations between an organization and its stakeholders. Stakeholders is a broad concept. Stakeholders could be anyone with a stake in the organization, including customers, employees, potential employees, the news media, stockholders, the financial community, elected officials, and government regulatory officials at the local, state, and national levels. Public relations is also used to respond to negative events. How an organization uses public relations in a crisis can determine how quickly it will recover. Managers spend more resources understanding and responding to negative word of mouth than they do to the promotion of positive word of mouth. Public relations focuses on enhancing the image of the total organization. Companies use many public relations tools to share messages and create favorable images. Public relations professionals prepare written materials and use digital media to deliver brochures, newsletters, company magazines, news releases, blogs, manage social media sites, and annual reports. Public relations pros also create corporate identity material, such as logos, business cards, stationery, and signs that make organizations immediately recognizable. When company executives say things in public at meetings or to the media, this can affect the company's image. Event sponsorships, in which the company pays for part or all of a special event, like a benefit concert, is another public relations tool. Publicity is a part of public relations. Publicity is communication in news story form about an organization or its products or both, transmitted through a mass medium at no charge. Although public relations is a larger, more comprehensive communication function, publicity is an important aspect of public relations. Publicity can be used to provide information about products, to announce expansions, acquisitions, research, or new product launches. Common publicity-based public relations tools include news releases, longer feature articles, captioned photographs, and press conferences. Unfortunately, companies sometimes have to deal with unexpected and unfavorable publicity resulting from an unsafe product, an accident, or some other negative event or situation. Negative events can destroy a favorable image that may have taken years to build. How an organization deals with unfavorable events can have a significant impact on the firm's image. Today's mass media, including online sources, spread information faster than ever before, and bad news generally receives more media attention than good behavior. Negative events can strike even the most responsible firms, so all organizations should have plans in place to handle them when they do occur. Experts generally advise companies that are dealing with negative publicity to respond quickly and honestly to the situation, and to keep the lines of communication with all stakeholders open. Here's an actual negative public relations event that involved Tylenol. On September 29, 1982, in Elk Grove Village, Illinois, a Chicago suburb, 12-year-old Mary Kellerman woke up with cold symptoms. Her parents gave her one extra-strength Tylenol and sent her back to bed. At 7 o'clock that morning, they found her dying on the bathroom floor. That same morning, in 1982, Adam Janis, 27 years old, of Arlington Heights, Illinois, also a Chicago suburb, took extra-strength Tylenol to relieve minor chest pain. An hour later, he collapsed and died suddenly. Adam's brother and his wife gathered at the home that evening and took Tylenol from the same bottle. They were both pronounced dead within the next 48 hours. The next day, September 30th, Mary Reiner, age 27, of Winfield, Illinois, another Chicago suburb, had recently given birth to her fourth child. She died after taking 2 Tylenol capsules. Paula Prince of Chicago was a 35-year-old United Airlines flight attendant. She was found dead in her apartment with an open bottle of extra-strength Tylenol nearby. Mary McFarland, Elmhurst, Illinois, another Chicago suburb, age 31, was the 7th victim who had taken Tylenol. 2 off-duty firemen were talking about the deaths and realized that Tylenol was mentioned in 2 of the deaths. They reported suspicions to their superior. Police collected any bottles of medicine from the premises, and toxicologists discovered the capsules were filled with 65 milligrams of cyanide, 10,000 times more than needed to kill the average person. I think you'll agree this is an example of an adverse public relations event. As you can imagine, this was the top story on every news program and newspaper. Police actually drove through Chicago warning people not to take Tylenol. The Food and Drug Administration advised consumers to avoid Tylenol capsules. Tylenol officials concluded that the tampering had not taken place at any of its plants. The tainted capsules came from 2 different plants and only been found in the Chicago area. Authorities concluded that the tampering occurred once Tylenol reached Chicago. This is what extra-strength Tylenol looked like at the time. This was before tamper-resistant packaging was used by anyone. In fact, this event changed the way just about everything is packaged. You could open the box, take out the bottle, take off the top, pull out some cotton, and dump out the capsules. The gelatin capsules could be pulled apart and the contents dumped out. Cyanide could then be put back in the capsules, the 2 halves put back together, put back in the bottle and in the box. The box could be placed back on a retail shelf by someone who looked like a normal shopper. That's what police think happened. By the way, this crime was never solved. Understandably, there was nationwide panic over this incident. One Chicago hospital received 700 telephone calls in one day. People across the country flocked to hospitals thinking they'd been poisoned. Copycats attempted to tamper with other products, and anyone who had a headache or stomach pain feared the worst. This was a dilemma. How to deal with this terrible situation without destroying the company and its most profitable product? One advertising executive at the time said, "I don't think they can ever sell another product under that name." The company's response is widely considered to be a classic, good way to respond to a crisis. Phase 1, they immediately alerted consumers not to use any type of Tylenol product. Tylenol was recalled from the market. They spent over $100 million recalling 32 million bottles from the channels of distribution. They also offered to exchange all Tylenol capsules with tablets after they found out the tablets were not a problem. After the company took these steps, news media universally praised the socially responsible behavior. Phase 2, in November, just about a month after the first death, the capsules were reintroduced to the market with triple seal, tamper-resistant packaging. $2.50 coupons were distributed, the price was discounted 25%, and 2,250 salespeople made presentations in the medical community explaining the safety changes. Here's what we can learn from the Tylenol murders. Be honest, act quickly and decisively, take responsibility, even though Tylenol really didn't do anything wrong. Treat people with respect, and good behavior pays dividends. That's a look at public relations.